Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. Touring my island today. It's about as updated as it's going to get at this point. The issue I have is lack of items, especially for outside. I bought as many things as I could, but it's still not enough. And I was going to do this yesterday. I felt very confident. And I had a downpour on the island that lasted much of the day, and then it was downpouring here as well in real time. So I ended up building up the area in front of my house here. Just made another little river pond area. And I'm not disappointed. It's just that I feel like it looks exactly like all of my other islands. So I feel like I'm in a rut here when it comes to decorating, and I always am in a rut when it comes to decorating. I really thought that this was going to be different and unique from what I normally do, and that's not quite the case. But I'm not unhappy with what I have. I like it. I think it's pretty. I think it's cozy. It's easy to maneuver, and that is important to me. See, like those stones there, I put them there, and that's the best place that they could go. I can't move them any closer to the edge. And I love the amber. I think that's a cool item. But trying to get around them and getting stuck, that is annoying to me. So, yeah, see, like right here, that flower, you can get through, but you gotta, I don't like that. I want free flowing. So I'll have to figure that out, but I like the way that looks with the fountain there. I think it's very pretty. I'm very pleased with the way my houses came out. All of my villagers. I kind of split them up a little bit. And I always do my beaches basically the same way as well, so I don't know. Now you're going to notice the paths. I like using, I'm going to call it CC. People create that and then you just download it and use it. So I'm calling it CC. I have a few, well, let's just say this. I look at what my villagers, their colors, favorite colors are, and then I'll use that telephone thing, whatever it's called, and I will type in that color for paths, and then I'll use it in front of their houses. And then when it comes to like my house or just doing the island in general, I usually like going with wooden paths because I want to, how can you say this? I want it to stay as abandoned island, is that what it's called? Uninhabited island as possible, even though it's inhabited now. Sorry about that. I was worried that she was going to ask me to leave and then I would have to start all over again, so I think it's 7 days between asking to leave, right? And Grizzly, it's only been a couple days, so the paths you see outside of their houses, I just didn't know what to do, so I kind of randomized it, and then I just sit there and look at it and decide or not decide which ones I want to go with, and I just cannot decide this time. I think I'm going to have to look for more, and then maybe I'll be able to find something that I actually want to go with. So I use the standard paths and some of the CC paths, and I'm not finding anything that I like, and that's unusual because normally I just, wow, okay, I like this, I love this, ooh, this is cool, wow, this is gonna look nice. And then when you go to put it down, I'm usually happy with the results. And then there's things like this between Poppy and Robin's house. I kind of want to leave it open in case I do have a star event and then I'm up here high and there's nothing distracting from the view. But then at the same time, I keep looking at it like, well, maybe I could put flowers in between there. And that's another thing. When I was cleaning up the island to start terraforming and decorating, I felt like I had way too many flowers. Well, you will notice I do. I have a lot of flowers. At this point, I have them all separated by color. And I didn't willy-nilly them, but I put them as far out of the way as I felt I could. But I don't know that I have enough. It's coming up on July in a couple weeks. And all of July, I've always done this because I think it's pretty and it's patriotic. It's all red, white, and blue flowers everywhere on my island. And I changed the color of my house and all that other stuff. So I'm trying to get the red and the white ones up. I have a ton of blue flowers. So I'm separating them by color and trying to make it look a little decent. But there are flowers in the back that are just sitting there. By color, at least. I just don't know what to do. But I thought I had a lot more flowers than it turns out I did. That is my very first lily of the valley. Is that what they call it? Yeah. Happens to be my favorite flower. The fragrance is amazing. I love those. That was my very first one, so I'm keeping it there probably until I come up with a different scheme and then I'll move it. That's where it popped up, so that's where I'm keeping it. And then this is my downtown area. I was very happy with the fact that everything lined up on the map. The distance between the plaza, the two stores, and the museum, they all line up perfectly. And then I said, stop doing that. Stop being boring. So I went a little nutso with the kids' houses. But they're still lined up. I just can't help it. And I'm always pleased with my entrances. I know they're not as fancy schmancy as other people's. I hate using this phrase, but I'm going to have to use it. Cottagecore is still a thing. So I try to avoid that. But I do like some aspects of it. Not all of them. I want it to be open. I want to be able to see everything. I don't want it hidden by a ton of small, useless hills and walls, and I just don't understand that. It's nice to look at, but it's not nice or fun to play on. I don't want any traps on my island. This is about as trappy as it gets here. So yeah, this is the back of my island, so that's where I dumped the majority of my flowers. I will thin it out once I get my red, white, and blue patriotic theme up and running. Then I'll go back and... Well, I will thin things out, but I was just thinking of the browns and the oranges, which are fall. Those are up top here where I made my first river system. I don't want to throw them away, but I know that they're going to overrun after time. So I will be able to thin those out. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. I just don't know of a good spot to put all of the flowers. Because I would like to have like a field of all the different colors. Just thrown together, all the different varieties, all the different colors in a field type situation. I think that would be beautiful. And I guess some people may have done that and accomplished it. I just haven't seen it on any YouTube videos to get an idea of how it's done. But that is a thought. It is an idea of mine. So that was the back and the museum and the back part of my villagers. Now this here is what I would call cottagecore, where you can't see anything unless you use third person view. but I don't mind it too much. It's just a lot of straight lines, isn't it? I kind of made it curvy-wurvy, and then I ended up getting rid of them because it was bothering me. So these are the front homes, because I had them all on one spot. I had a big third tier and a larger second tier, and they were all in one place. And I said, I do that every single time. Let's think of something different. And I think this is different. I think it's unique to me. So I'm very happy with the results. I hope you guys think so too. Not sure how anybody feels about it, but I like the setup. I like the way it turned out. I just wish I had more things. A lot more things. I'm more prone to decorating their houses than I am the island. So a majority of my things are with them and not on my island. Although you'll notice some of my villagers have barely anything at all. But I have to get more items. I went through a good portion of my Nook Mile tickets to decorate the plaza area. And then some of these items I had left with my daughter. But I still don't have enough to decorate. It's weird. So that's about it. That was as far as I got on my new island. I hope you guys liked this, and I thank you so much for being with me to the end. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Good or bad, doesn't matter. I'm very anxious to hear from you. I appreciate the fact that you were with me today, though. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you're interested. And do like the video if you did. That would help me out a lot. Take very good care of yourselves and have an absolutely wonderful day. Bye-bye.